Hello, beautiful. Welcome back to day 3 of AF Fire, where we're going to talk about executing your vision, putting it all together, of unleashing this deeper purpose, recognizing that you are here, reevaluating the role of alcohol in your life for a bigger reason that is literally going to unlock your greater gifts and share your beautiful calling with the world. In day 2, we really went over the mindset upgrades we need because we have to feel strong and confident about our identity away from alcohol so we're not constantly using that beautiful brain space thinking, worrying, mulling over alcohol. Am I going to drink? Am I not? All that crazy stuff so you can really truly focus on unleashing your gift in the world. And today we're going to talk about unleashing your beautiful vision, no matter what your vision is. I'm going to share a few examples of some of the top dreams and goals that I've heard of from the women I've had the opportunity of working with over the last 5 years. But just know that your vision gets to be unique to you and you get to really find the roadmap that's going to work for your energy and your beautiful soul. I'm just so on fire from reading your comments. I almost came a little late today because I was going through all the Facebook comments. I'm just there is nothing so inspiring to me as hearing women share their bigger dreams. There is nothing so inspiring because in our society, that is not normal. It is not normal to dream big. It is not normal to have deeper wishes and hopes for your life. It is not normal to think that you can go after your bigger goals. We are so programmed into just settling for a mediocre life, for a mediocre existence. Most people don't even have it within them to dream. And it's sad because I know you used to be there too, just like I was. I know why I didn't dream before. I used to not dream because I was so disappointed and frustrated with the way that my life turned out. And I don't mean that in a bad way. It just wasn't like the goals I had up here. It was just okay, everything's just okay. That I really just kind of gave up. You know what I mean? I didn't really think that I was going to be able to achieve my dreams. I did when I was younger. When I was a little girl, I used to write little stories and books because I wanted to be an author so badly. And then I totally gave up on that dream as an adult and just kind of figured, well, whatever job will take me, whatever career will take me, I stopped having so much direction and action. And sometimes it's even easy to really excel in your career and do really, really well, but doing so for the wrong reasons. For example, doing so because you think it's going to make your parents proud, or doing so because you want to climb the corporate ladder and get some kind of office. All of these goals and dreams are programmed into us by something else outside of us. And we're just following along what society wants us to do, or society thinks is esteemable or something to be proud of, without ever checking in with, wait a minute, do I want this? I've worked with so many people who are either, lawyers, accountants, doctors, just really esteemed professionals who kind of ask themselves, is this really what I want to do? Or is this just what I thought would be a good idea with the type of degree I had, or that would make me some money, or that would look good on a resume? And it's not to say that sometimes our careers are not aligned with our passions. Sometimes they marry very, very beautifully. But oftentimes it's is there more than this? Is there more of my deeper passion and interest that I can express in this lifetime? And there's so many beautiful ways to go about that. So first of all, as we're coming into the room together, settle in. Please be sure to, close any tabs. Just take a nice deep breath in. Know that you've arrived. You've arrived in this beautiful space for yourself to really honor your deeper dreams and your deeper goals. I'd love to hear them. I just love talking to you and chatting to you. If you haven't already, get out your phone, open up the Instagram app, find my name, euphoric.af, and just DM me the emoji fire sign, okay? I want to chat with you. I want to hear what your takeaways are. I want to know how you're feeling. I want to know what your deeper dreams are and how I can support you to really have them happen. And as we go into day 3, before I do, we are going to announce the giveaway winners right now. So you don't have to wait any longer to know if you've won or not the incredible prizes. So I'm going to share them right now. And then we're going to announce it in another post after this video in the Facebook group. And then we will contact the winners to get their information that we need to send them their beautiful, beautiful gifts. All right. So let's start with the third prize. Let's go in the opposite order. So in third place, this is our beautiful prize. It is Curious Elixirs, some of the most high-end, luxurious, bougie mocktails out there. Seriously, when I'm drinking these, I feel like I'm in a swanky speakeasy in New Orleans or something. They're so gorgeous. They're so rich and full and have such unique flavors. They have all kinds of different unique flavors. In fact, they have different variety flavors, 1 through 8. And each one is this beautiful concoction of different adaptogens and different nootropics. Like these are just gorgeous high-end mocktails. So we are going to be sending you a 12 variety pack of Curious Elixirs. You're going to get to try all these different kinds in a 12 pack. And our third place winner is Sherry Haynes. Congratulations, Sherry. We are going to reach out to you after the call, after the session, to get your shipping address and all those beautiful things so we can send your goodies. So congratulations to the third prize winner. Our second place winner is going to win a half off scholarship, $700 off to Become Emboldened. This is my signature program to unleash your deeper purpose and achieve your bigger goal for newly alcohol-free women. This program has literally unleashed writers, coaches, business owners. Like it has just taken people from here to there by really not only working on their alcohol-free mindset, but really having an execution plan for their bigger goals and dreams. We've got so many resources in there. I'm in there coaching you all the time. It is seriously like, when you look at how much private coaching can be, oftentimes it can feel a little prohibitive, especially if we aren't making extra. But this is a program that can really get you there without the price tag of that high-end coaching, right? It is literally a fraction of coaching privately, but you still get so much access and so much roadmaps and personalizations and unique points to you. So in addition to half off Become Emboldened, our second place winner also wins a 2-pack of Wild AF, one of my favorite alcohol-free wines out there. Let's say that again. My favorite alcohol-free wine out there. They make this gorgeous, sparkling, alcohol-free white and red. The white is a sparkling white. It has these flavors of nectarine and lemon. It is seriously like you feel like you're in Sorrento, Italy when you're pouring a beautiful glass. They also have a sparkling rosé made out of de-alkalized Syrah. Again, these are like really incredible alcohol-free wines. They don't sugar them up too much. It doesn't taste like a fake juice. It's really just the de-alkalized wine. And gorgeous cans too, so you can bring them anywhere you want to go. Bring them to your Thanksgiving, bring them to Halloween, whatever it is. So our second place winner is Carla Perot Huffart. We will also reach out to you. Congratulations, Carla. I'm so impressed by everyone just playing full out and just really going for it here. And I love doing these giveaways because it's just like my little gift to you to say, yes, your dreams are happening for you. Like you're in the right place. Your destiny is meant for you. And our first place winner is going to win a full scholarship to Become Emboldened just in our program for 4 months. All of the coaching, all of the bonuses, how to launch a business, how to write a book, all of our 4 months on really becoming an unstoppable alcohol-free badass and achieving your biggest goal and manifesting your dream. We have the live coaching, we have guest experts, we just have so much going on in that program, plus a free one-on-one call with me to help you give you a very personalized roadmap to your bigger dreams and making alcohol insignificant in your life. First place winner is Beverly Zumaita. If I said that wrong, my apologies to you. But congratulations on our winners, Sherry, Carla, Beverly. We will be reaching out to you to get your addresses and your emails so we can send you your goodies. All right. Well, congratulations everyone else who played full out. This is so incredible to see you today. And let's go into our day 3 workshop. This is the final day of our workshop today. And I want to give you some tangible steps. I want to give you and show you kind of a behind the scenes of what I was able to build and create in my own life by going alcohol free and really working on my dreams, both from an energetic standpoint and also from a tactical, like what did I just do practically to be able to get all this stuff done, right? And I want to give you that roadmap as well and give you some starting points on where you can take action this week. And then I'll share a little bit more about Become Emboldened too, because I really do believe that getting the support, the guidance, the accountability, the mentorship is the very big difference between success and not success, right? It is something that helps us break through that insecurity, that fear, that imposter syndrome, and actually gets us into action and knowing what we're doing while we're doing that because we have the mentorship from someone who's been there before. Seriously, in my first year of business, I didn't have very much help. It was a snail's pace. It was so long and slow. I barely made any money that year. And then the second year in business, I started getting help and I think I 15x'd my income in that year. So it's kind of crazy what the difference is. So first of all, when it comes to our bigger dreams, I've shared with you that I used to work in a cubicle. I used to work in that 9 to 5. I would try and think of like, what would a life be like with a full autonomy, with my own, business, with my maybe writing a book, but I just couldn't picture any of that for myself until I ditched alcohol. When I ditched alcohol, I truly started to get this confidence, this inner confidence of like, maybe I could do all that stuff. Maybe this is meant for me. Maybe ditching alcohol was the roadmap to actually get there. And in that first year, I started really uncovering what my deeper desires and dreams were and putting an action plan together. And I want to say that the energetics of actually believing in yourself matters so much, because you could do all the action steps. You could whatever it is, whatever your goal is, you could file, you could, do this, and this. But if you don't have the belief behind it, it's really not going to go anywhere very far, because it's not too long before your little mind is going to stop you from actually doing what you need to do. And so how did I change my beliefs to actually believe that this was possible for me? I remember surrounding myself with, different visionaries and influencers who literally talked so much about belief work and using the power of manifestation and visualization and affirmations to see yourself there. Now, it's 2023. I bet you've already heard of affirmations and manifestation already. This isn't new stuff to you. And you might even feel like sometimes it just doesn't work, when you're like, I'm a badass business owner, and you're like, but I'm not. It feels kind of fake and stuff like that. And so when I was in this position, I remember, really allowing myself to not have to come up with a perfect answer, to not have to come up with some kind of perfect script or some kind of perfect visualization, but really truly allowing myself to dream. And 5 years from now, what would I love to see happen? What would be my dream lifestyle by then? And instead of thinking just of the accolades or the things that would happen, I also wanted to see how it would feel like. What would it actually feel like to have this life? And I remember on my lunch break from work, I was sitting in a park. I would often drive away from where I worked to a park that was really close by, just to kind of get away, just to clear my head, maybe read. And I was journaling in my journal that day, and I was just writing out this visualization. In 5 years, I see myself with a book. In 5 years, I see myself on a book tour. In 5 years, I see myself with a healthy 6-figure business. In 5 years, I see myself helping so many women around the world. In 5 years, I see myself in newspapers and articles and on TV. I let my brain just go wild and really truly put down onto paper what I wanted to see. I let the feelings and the excitement of it really get me carried away and start to give me some kind of roadmap to follow of where I eventually wanted to go. If we believe from the very start that it's going to be something really small and it's not going to work out, we often won't have the motivation to actually do it. You often have to be delusional in order to achieve your dreams and goals, because if it's just a really small thing, maybe I'll put my thing out there and maybe I'll make one client and if it's this small little thing, you're not going to have enough motivation to actually want to follow through to get it done. We have to dream 10 times bigger. We have to seriously put it on the I'm the New York Times bestselling author, I'm the TEDx speaker, I'm on TV, I'm being interviewed by Oprah, I'm helping millions of women. 10x your dreams. And one of your reflection questions today in your workbook is literally, in 5 years from now, what is your dream lifestyle? What have you done? And I want you to just dream big. 5 years is often long a ways enough for us to completely trick ourselves into becoming delusional that our biggest dreams could come true. And if 5 years isn't long enough for you, say 10 years, There's this incredible saying that Tony Robbins says a lot, but it was actually first attributed to Bill Gates, that we overestimate what we can accomplish in a year, but we underestimate what we could accomplish in 10 years. Meaning that if you are consistent and actively pursuing your dreams, you're probably not going to get rich quick. It's not this overnight thing. It's not like tomorrow you're just going to walk into your mansion and all things will be well. It's going to take time. It's going to be hard. I'm not promising you it's going to be easy and overnight. But when you consistently take action and never give up, I promise you will get there. And I just wish that people told me that when I first started, because every little hiccup or things just made me feel so defeated. If I knew 5 years ago, this is where I'd be, that this would be my best-selling book right behind me, literally from a 6-figure book deal that I got from HarperCollins when I had a really small following, to traveling the world, hosting retreats, and with my husband whenever we want, to being on TV multiple times, to literally being a founder of a 4X certification program that's triple accredited now by the ICF including. That's one of my biggest dreams. All of these things I would have never been able to imagine back then. So dream big. When I ask you the question of what do you see yourself at in 5 years from now, go bigger. Whatever you write down, go bigger than that. You know what I mean? If it's like, well, I'd like to have a business on the side and maybe make a little extra income. No, go big. Like, remember the questions we started with day one. If you knew you would succeed and you knew you would make a healthy 6-figure income no matter what would you want to do? That's the answer I want to see. I don't want to see practical, realistic, probable. All that stuff is so conditioned and programmed into our brains that that's not what's true. Anything is possible. I hope that some of you were able to check out A Million Miles Away. It is the movie based on the true story of Jose Hernandez, the first migrant worker immigrant in space, who literally was denied his dream over and over and over and over. Every single time he applied to NASA, he was denied over and over and over, 11 years in a row. He wasn't until his 40s, his late 40s, I believe, too, when he was finally accepted into the NASA program and literally went up to space and changed his family, legacy, and history forever. They've made a movie about him. He was asked to run for senator. I mean, it's insane the way his life has changed because of his persistence and consistency and determination. I really truly believe that anything is possible for you, for me, for any one of us, as long as we hold the belief and stay consistent with our bigger goals and dreams. And so in that spirit, I had to remind myself daily that my bigger dreams were meant for me. And I want to give you these manifestation tools and these energetic practices so you can easily do it too. Now, sometimes affirmations work really great, but sometimes we just don't believe them. Like, we literally are so distanced from that affirmation that it feels fake to us. And so what I want you to do is do something that's a little bit more subconscious than that. I want to tell you about how I manifested my 6-figure book deal. Now, I'm going to tell you a little bit more about the energetics, then I'll tell you about the actual practical steps I took. But first of all, I dreamed about it. I dreamed about seeing my book deal. I dreamed about seeing agents picking it up. I dreamed about the book tour. I didn't actually go on a complete book tour. I traveled around to a few speaking events. So I did kind of go to Houston, New York, Chicago. Yeah. So I mean, that's a book tour, right? But it was literally, I dreamed about all that. I dreamed about being on TV to share about my book. I dreamed about all these things when they're both a visualization. And in order to remind myself on a daily basis, I remember when I was first, I was starting from scratch. I had a really small following. I had barely even a business. Like, I barely even had clients at that point. And I was just working on my book and my book proposal. And I remember changing every single one of my passwords to book deal is coming. And every day, probably 7 times or 8 times a day, whenever I had to fill out a password just to open my computer, to log into my email, like whatever, every single program, every single website, I was typing away, book deal is coming, book deal is coming, book deal is coming, book deal is coming. I didn't have to consciously think about it. I didn't have to negate it in my mind, like, oh no, the book deal isn't here. I just kept typing it away subconsciously. And I would love for you to think of a little mantra like that about your bigger dream or your bigger goal that you can change your passwords to. So that subconsciously it's just coming to you and your brain doesn't even not believe it for a second because it's just so ingrained over and over and over and over again. When I wrote my book proposal, I sent it off to agents. I didn't know that you were supposed to network with agents first. I just sent it off. And what I sent it off is now lovingly called the slop pile. The slop pile is when agents just get all those different manuscripts from unsolicited people. And my book proposal landed in an agent's lap in New York, and her assistant was looking at it through the slop pile. And she was 27 years old, and she was also sick of going out and drinking socially and feeling like hell the next day. And she saw my book proposal, and something within her heart was nodding. And she loved how it was, a really hopeful book, how it was dedicated to regular drinkers and not necessarily just what we think of heavy, severe drinkers. She loved the plan. She just loved everything about it. And she brought it up to her agent, to her boss, and her boss was interested. And literally, without even trying so hard, I immediately got that attention of that agent. And I still had a lot of steps and a lot of hoops to jump through after that. But, once I jumped through those hoops and did the requisite action and was consistent, a year later, just about maybe 8 months or 9 months later, I got a 6-figure book deal from HarperCollins. 6 figures. I was not having a big following at that time. I did not have a big, huge Instagram. I did not have this huge thing going on. There's no reason why HarperCollins should have given me a 6-figure book deal. And yet I truly energetically manifested it through the power of really seeing and believing in it. And that story to me just makes me believe in miracles. You will never convince me otherwise that miracles don't happen on this planet. If I can see it for myself, I believe in it for you too just as much. Again, there was no reason why I should have gotten a 6-figure book deal from HarperCollins. HarperCollins has published Mark Twain and Emily Bronte and some of the best writers in the world. And they gave me a 6-figure book deal to share this message and to share this book out into the world. From then on, I knew that miracles happen and that dreams do come true and that I will actively pursue them. And a little bit before that, I want to share another manifestation story. My friend had gone to Brazil and she had gotten this little ritual that they do in Bahia of Brazil where they tie on a little red string, literally like a string onto your wrist. And she came back and she came and gave me this gift and she tied this little string on my wrist and she did 3 knots. And for every knot, I was to make a wish for what I wanted for that year. And this was in the late of 2019. So I was making these wishes for 2020. First, I wished to be a full-time entrepreneur because I was still working my day job at that time. In fact, this was my colleague. She was doing this at work. 2 was I wished for a book deal. And 3, I wished to make $100,000 in my business. Now, I just want to say that in 2019, I made $7,000 in my business. So to jump to $100,000 in my business is more than like a 9 or 10. Yeah, it's like a 12x jump, right? Like, again, why? There was no reason to think I should have been even getting close to those numbers. And she tied this bracelet on me. And I literally saw this bracelet every single day in 2020. And subconsciously, yet again, those dreams dig deep into my subconscious brain. And I did the action and did the consistent steps to actually follow through to make them happen. In 2020, in the summer, I left my day job. I got a 6-figure book deal. And at the end of that year, how much money did I make? $100,000, right? Not just from the book deal that came out way later, but literally from my business. So it was so incredible that this like little reminder of just doing my passwords and wearing this bracelet literally subconsciously reprogrammed my brain to order to accomplish my dreams. So in addition to just, changing your passwords, I want you to find an object. Actually, this bracelet is something we do at all my retreats where I will tie this on to you and to give you those 3 wishes as well. And so a lot of my, retreat ladies will be wearing this around. I want you to find something like that. Maybe it's a string just like this. Maybe it's an object. Maybe it's like an object you place on your desk every day that reminds you of those bigger dreams as well. I don't care what it is. Anchor those things into your personal life every day so that you see them. Now I'm wearing a bracelet. It's not the same one from 2020. This is a new one I tied on this year at a retreat that I hosted, and it has new dreams and goals in it, right? And that's how I am subconsciously programming my brain to see those dreams that right now seem literally impossible to me to be possible. Now, that is kind of the energetic of how I manifested that. And I hope those 2 tips could be super helpful to you, especially to really align your energy in a subconscious way. And I also want to give you some of the practical steps I took too. If you have a dream, I've been reading your comments. If you have a dream of being a coach, for example, if you have a dream of launching your own business, so many of you have dreams of helping people. It's uncanny how heart-centered you all are. So many dreams of writing books, so many dreams of helping causes that you care about. If you have a dream like that and you are, you're thinking about it, you're in the stage of it's a dream, you want to take the next step, or maybe you've taken a few steps, but you kind of paused a little, taking consistent action will help you so much. And what do I mean by consistent action? I know you have a job. I know you have a busy life. I know you might have kids. I know you have so much going on. I am not talking about devoting 4 hours every single day to your dream. That is usually impossible for most of us, right? I am talking about finding out what consistently looks like for you and finding, even if it's 30 minutes or an hour a week, to work on your dream. Now, I know that with how much scrolling we do on social media, how much TV and Netflix we binge, that all of us can find an hour a week to work on our dream. And not something we just do once or twice, but consistently 52 weeks a year. And, some of the things that I did at the very beginning were so easy, but in my mind, I thought they were so hard. I remember when I got that hunch that I was supposed to launch a business, I was getting the sign that my first step was to find a website. And in my brain, I was like, oh my God, what? I'm not the kind of person who has a website. I don't know anything about websites. I don't, And it was so easy. It took me 30 minutes, right? And I think that's what we do with a lot of our goals and dreams. We think it's going to be so complicated. We think becoming a coach and writing a book and launching our business and launching our website is going to be so complicated. We just put it off so far. We also think that we have to have it perfect before we even get started, or else we're going to mess it up. Like, what if I get the wrong thing? What if I don't do the right domain? What if I change my mind later on? Banish all those thoughts. You can't mess it up. The only thing you can do is learn. Maybe you start something that you do decide to pivot 6 months down the road and you learned from that. Thank God, right? And so I remember doing one of just the first practical steps was literally buying a website. Most domains these days are about $20. I think we've all spent about $20 or more on alcohol in a week, right? Like, it's not a big deal. I know we all come from different financial backgrounds, but when we get so used to spending that much money on alcohol all the time, let's not make it a big deal to spend that just once a year on our bigger dream. You know what I mean? Getting a domain, it can be so simple. You can just go to a website that I love to use, like Squarespace, and check out your domain name. And if you get stuck on what should it be, honestly, I love telling women just use your name. If your name is like Janet O'Reilly, look up Janet O'Reilly and buy that domain. Like, you are the business, you are the thing that you're going to create in this world. You don't have to think of a cheeky or a cute name. You can if you want to. If you already have one, that's great. But if you're in that indecision point, you want to just go. You want to just start. And so many thought leaders these days really just use their names as their brand. Now, my name is, check it out, it's 12 letters long. It has so many consonants in it. Nobody can pronounce it the right way right away. It's Karolina Jodkowalska, by the way, in case you're curious. That's also my maiden name. I did get married and I did not change my last name because I'm really proud of my heritage. A lot of my family was murdered in World War II. We have a very small family because of that. I'm really proud of being Polish. I wasn't when I was a kid. I was a foreigner in the US growing up as a kid, so it was like embarrassing when I was little, but I'm very proud of it. And I love using my name. However, I didn't personally use that as my domain name. I went with the word euphoric because that was the feeling and the essence that I wanted to create for my business. And I've created a pretty big brand around that. I have the book, I have a podcast, all these things. So if you have a name like that, that's great. But if you just want to use your first and last name, so much easier. You don't even have to think about it. Do the little baby step that literally won't even take you more than 30 minutes this week. Maybe it's buying a domain. Maybe it's getting started on a website. Maybe it's doing some research. Maybe it is, if you want to write a book, finally start an outline. So when I want to start to write a book, I will outline all the topics I want to talk about. And now I say this as if I've written multiple books, but I am starting my book number 2, and I am at the very beginning of starting it, you guys. I have not even written very much. But when I first wanted to start book number 2, and this is also how I started book number 1, I started not even a Word document yet because I really like to write like manually. So I start like a little journal like this, and I just write down the topics that I want to talk about in that book. And then I can always add to that, but I have like a framework. I have some place to start with. So maybe if you want to write a book, your homework for tonight is to start with that outline and start writing about the topics or the stories or the, areas that you want to touch upon in the book. It's not laid in stone forever. You can always change it. You can always add to it. You can always edit down the line, but get these ideas out of your head and onto paper immediately, right? If you want to launch a business, I really highly recommend, say you have a service business, you want to be a coach, or you want to provide some kind of consulting, write through the kind of transformation you want to help your ideal client with. What kind of woman would you want to work with? What does she like? What transformation do you want to help her with? A lot of us are here because we've decided to reevaluate alcohol. So many of us could help other people do that too, especially if you get certified, and our next certification is starting in March. Applications open in December. And along with that, I've seen so many people who, do coaching around grief, around divorce, around being a single mom, around, anything you've ever gone through in your life, you could help someone else with. There's so many different things to do to get started, and that action practical place to go is like, once you just do the very first baby step, I promise you the next baby step after that is waiting for you. If you already have a website, start posting on social media consistently. Even if you don't know what it is you're going to do, start articulating your ideas and developing your voice there. I promise you, no one's really looking. No one really is paying attention. You could start really putting that spaghetti on the wall and seeing what sticks. You don't have to have it all figured out in order to get started. When I wanted to write my book, I first started with that outline, and then I started writing 15 minutes a day in the morning. I'm telling you guys, I would wake up, I wouldn't even pee. I wouldn't brush my teeth. I would just wake up literally in bed, grab a journal, and then start writing for 15 minutes. My writing was sloppy. It wasn't to the point. It wasn't any good. A lot of times I didn't even use those pages, but no matter what, I just focused on quantity and not quality. Because at the beginning, we're going to so hyper edit ourselves that we're not even going to allow anything to come out. This is true of your business. This is true of your website. This is true of your blog, whatever you want to do, your podcast. I don't want you to hyper edit yourself. In fact, there's a really, really famous master coach who makes like 8 figures a year, Brooke Castillo, who says, do B- work. Stop it with the perfectionism. Stop always editing and just trying to make something perfect. I know we have high standards. I know we have these high aesthetics and we want things to be beautiful and just exactly how they look, but we aren't capable of creating that level of work yet. You know, you have to first start as a beginner and just get used to putting output out there. You will get better over time. So don't constantly edit yourself. Like, progress is better than perfection. Just do the damn thing. So, you know, when I first started my book, like I said, first it was the outline. Second, it was just scribbling literally for 15 minutes in the morning every morning. Not even every morning, but you know, most mornings. And then once I felt like I had enough stuff to talk about, I put that away and I started working on a book proposal. Now, if you're interested in writing a book, I highly recommend you do join Become Emboldened, because I do give you my how to write a book framework, including the book proposal. And I'm happy to coach you through that and give you all of the tangible, like, here's what you need in a book proposal if you want to write a nonfiction book. But I started working on that next. And, you know, I joined a group coaching program right around the same time so that I could actually have the accountability, mentorship, guidance to see me through that goal. Because by ourselves, it's so hard to stay committed and determined towards our goals. It's so easy to let life get in the way, you know, busy time in the way, health problems, all the stuff we have to deal with all the time, getting in the way. And that's why mentorship is so important to me when it comes to achieving my bigger dreams. I told you when I first started, I made $7,000 in my business and I had very little help that first year. The second year, I made $100,000 in my business and I got all the support I needed. Now, it wasn't easy for me. I made investments when I wasn't ready. I spent money that I basically didn't have from like our emergency savings, betting on the fact that my ROI was going to come back, that I was going to create my dreams and make my dream happen. Every single one of you has a service or a value that you could sell into the world that is worth money, right? These dreams aren't just like, oh, I'm fulfilled and I'm happy and I'm helping the world. Yes, of course, those things matter a lot, but they're also your ticket to more financial freedom, I promise you. But you're never going to get that financial freedom if you're so scared to even just spend the time or the money on your dream. And so I invested in myself, even when I was scared, even when I didn't feel like I had the funds, even when I had to do payment plans, to get that support, to get that mentorship that I needed. And that is why it is literally my life's mission to help other women achieve their bigger dreams. There's so many things that I've done and I have so many things I still want to do, but I know that I can help you through. I know I can help you launch that business and become a coach. I know I can help you start that podcast and share your message with the world. I know I can help you become a speaker. I know I can help you write a book. I know I can help you get healthier, like make alcohol meaningless. Whatever your exact goal or vision is, it is included in our Become Emboldened program. Become Emboldened is a 4-month program who is meant for women who are already taking a break from alcohol, who want to unleash their deeper purpose and manifest their dream. Women in that program have become writers, business owners, coaches, podcasters. It's incredible what 4 months of working on your mindset with the support and guidance can truly do. Doors are opening today. We have limited spots because I keep my programs intimate. I want to know you. I want to know your dreams. I want to be able to help you and support you. You're not going to be a number of a million in there. We are going to be very, very intimate. And we have early bird pricing that is only good until Monday. Monday night, early bird pricing goes away. So right now you can save $400 on either the pay in full or the payment plan option. We go for 4 months and we tackle and really make you an unstoppable alcohol-free badass towards the end. I hope you'll check out the page whether you want to join or not, because I just want you to see some of the testimonials from our past clients that literally give me tears and give me goosebumps. Like, to see the confidence and the radiant light coming out of these women who started out with imposter syndrome, who started out insecure, who started out with all the fears, or even just like the not knowing, like, what am I supposed to do? All those women started out that way and came out with a fire under their belly, knowing exactly what they need to do to get after that bigger dream. And it's so cool because the longer and longer and longer and longer that we've been running Become Emboldened, like, we can see the people who joined even a year or 2 years ago are like two-time authors now, business coaches. Like they're just doing incredible, incredible things. It just keeps multiplying. We go for 4 months, meaning we start in November and we end at the end of February. And you are going to get live calls with me, live sessions and workshops. I go over how to heal your money blocks. I go after how to stop worrying about what other people will think, how to deal with imposter syndrome. We cover everything that you need to cover in order to get that belief system, truly believing anything is possible for you and being unstoppable. We also give you the strategy and the roadmap to achieve your bigger dreams, whether you want to become a coach, launch a business, start a podcast, write a book. It's all in there for you. Now, I am obsessed with this program because I believe that I was put on this planet to help alcohol-free women achieve their deeper dreams. And by helping women make alcohol insignificant in the first place, that is literally how we are able to clear the space, give you the confidence, give you the courage, give you the intuition and those beautiful creative hits that you get to actually go after it. I do believe that alcohol keeps us so stuck and such in a limited worldview that we can't even see our bigger dreams happening. This is the time. Like if you have reevaluated alcohol, this is the time. And do it now before your brain settles into this new normal and starts believing again that nothing is possible just because it's like inertia happens all over again, right? Trick your brain enough into becoming so delusional that you do believe anything is possible because you've changed your identity around alcohol. So I would love to meet you. I would love for you to join. We start November 7th. Enrollment closes then. However, our early bird pricing, when you can get $400 off, ends Monday night. If you have any questions, I want you to DM me. You know where I'm at. Just go to euphoric.af on the Instagrams. Or if you have want to write back to an email that you get, you can do that. We're going to be sending you out the email. It's also in the comments right below the link. It's becomeeuphoric.com/emboldened. And we have been working on this for a long time to make it a better program, to really, really give you the tools and the strategy and the mentorship and guidance you need to go after your bigger dream. We also really do focus on affirming your alcohol-free identity because, like I said, I believe that we need to clear all of that old programming so that you feel unstoppable as an alcohol-free badass in order to achieve your bigger dreams. We have so much bigger things to do instead of worrying about a fermented beverage in a cup, right? Ladies, we know that. And so that is a program too for you, especially if you are, taking a break from alcohol now and it's still kind of like something that you think about or you just don't feel so confident about, like telling people in public. I know how nerve-wracking it can be to say I don't drink in public when everyone's going to think, oh my God, does she have a problem? Is she pregnant? Blah, 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 right? But the courage you get to get stronger in that identity is the same courage you need to unleash your deeper purpose and achieve your bigger goal, right? We need to start standing in our own value system and in our own goals and dreams and not worry about what the rest of the world does. I remember once going to a party when I was alcohol-free, newly alcohol-free, and everyone was like staying up till like 2 a.m. to like play this game. And instead of seeing that as the cool thing to do and, oh my gosh, this is what popular kids do or whatever, however I would have thought of it in the past, I was like, don't these people have lives? Like, don't these people want to wake up and write their book tomorrow? Like, I started seeing things so differently. I started seeing the movers and the shakers of the world are alcohol free. They don't have time to waste on a silly beverage. They've got legacies to build. And as we know from day one, your ancestors have literally paved the way from you some of the hardest centuries ever. So we could live in this century, in this time, in this place, so you actually can achieve your dream. I don't know exactly how old you are, but it wasn't that long ago that our mothers could not open bank accounts. It wasn't that long ago that our grandmothers or our great-grandmothers couldn't vote. It wasn't that long ago that a woman's life and role was just to have a baby and clean the house and literally do whatever her husband told her to do. It was not that long ago that poverty and famine and war and tuberculosis and the plague was our reality. To think that we live in this time and age where really anything is possible for you with the gift of the internet and our connectivity and being able to, change your career in a matter of a year by getting certified or doing something like that is so incredible to me. We have so much power and autonomy. And I do believe we're standing on the shoulders of our giants, on our ancestors. I do believe that your great-grandmothers are rooting for you and literally knowing that it is your destiny to cross the finish line with that torch, that they worked so hard through the thickest skills of just surviving so that you could thrive, right? We were not meant to come to this planet just to drink a fermented beverage and be bored and stressed out with our lives. There is so much bigger stuff for you. So I love to see you and Become Emboldened. We have really limited spots. I would love for you to join today. That would be amazing. You get some incredible bonuses when you join. And early bird pricing, like I said, you can save $400 if you join by Monday night Pacific. All right, ladies? Your dreams are out there. I hope you got your action steps. I hope you got your manifestation energetics. Get those passwords changed. Get that symbol or that bracelet or that string that can remind you of your bigger goals. I want you to see you actually take an action step this week too, whatever that is for you. I hope you got some good examples of what that next action step for you is. If you are already in business, maybe it's putting that offer out there. Maybe it's asking that client and to re-sign them. Like, you know what it is that you need to do, and you know that it's not going to take more than an hour. You're just scared to do it, right? So take the inspiration, take the fire you feel right now and go after it. Go after it and do it. You will not be disappointed in yourself with what you create and the way you're going to create so many ripple effects in your life, in your family, in your community when you step into your bigger gift and really share it with the world. I care for you so much. I love to see your goals and dreams. Please feel free to keep commenting and sharing. I'd love to hear from you too. Do send me that fire emoji. I can't wait. And if you have any questions about the program, please do ask. I want to make sure it's a good fit for you and your timing and your place in life and all those kinds of things. All right. Have a great rest of your afternoon. Thank you so much for joining me for AF Fire. I cannot wait to meet you and Become Emboldened. Your email's coming very soon to get in the program. I cannot wait to celebrate with you and be your coach for the next 4 months. Like I said, this is a really great program, especially if you can't afford high-level private coaching, because mentorship really is the game changer to get to where you want to be and at a low ticket cost, at its cost that you can afford. We have a payment plan, literally with the payment plan and the early bird, it's only $150 a month for 8 months. It's like totally doable. The cost of alcohol, like not even. I think alcohol, the average cost is $400 a month. So it's like way less than that. You know, you've been saving money by not drinking. You know, you've got this. All right, beautiful. Have a great rest of your day. We'll see you and Become Emboldened. Let me know if you have any questions. Feel free to DM me and keep working on your goals and dreams. You have the action step. Keep taking them every single week and you will not be disappointed.